Hey everyone, I wanted to get out today just, to get out from behind the computer a little bit and enjoy the outside just for a second. But I did want to talk about what this channel is about and where we're going and even how I came to start the channel. So I'm a mid-50s-year-old guy. I've been in my career for about 25 years. And AI comes along and it's really an amazing thing, but also a scary thing, right? So I'm kind of going along, doing like everybody else, learning to chat, what does this do? And then along the way I realized that this is a tool to build tools. So I've actually bought a course and it took you how to program a mini tool, and it was super cool. It was actual coding with AI helping. And I hadn't really coded anything since I was a kid, and I was a teenager. I had a Commodore 64 and was never really good at it back in the day either, right? So I sat down, Saturday evening, took a look at the course. Sunday morning, got up and just, jammed right on through the course, built this mini tool that I needed for another project. Not super complicated, still very text-based, but written with code, hosted on our website, just very, very cool. And not a lot of time. And there was some frustration along the way, sure, but it's me working with ChatGPT alongside. So what I really want this channel to be is, if you're retired and looking for some extra money, or you're retired and looking for something to do and to kind of stay mind active, this is a great place for that. If you're not quite ready to think about retirement, but you want to stay ahead of the curve and make sure that when it comes feast or famine, that you're one of the guys who actually knows what's going on and still super productive with AI, and just really ahead of the curve, then this is a place to be sharpening those skills, learning as we go. So I've mapped out kind of where I want to go with the channel through the end of the year, and that's all great, but part of this is me learning these packages and these programs right along with you guys. And there's going to be problems with my plan, right? So I encountered one right away. And that was, I really wanted TypingMind and Notion to be able to connect with each other and talk back and forth. Well, it turns out when you really dig into it, that Notion will allow TypingMind to read it, but it won't allow it to write back, not natively. You can do it through Zapier, but that's okay. But I don't really want to use Zapier. I want to make it work without another tool. So in digging through and talking with the support AI chatbots, what I've come to realize is that we can actually do it, but we have to do it through what they call MCP, which is Model Context Protocol, which is actually the way large language models talk with software and get it kind of built in. So we can do this. TypingMind says, oh sure, absolutely no problem, but that's kind of a heavy project. So it's very aspirational to jump right into coding an MCP connector between TypingMind and Notion. And in one way it's sort of unnecessary, because sure, we could just use Zapier. But on the other hand, that is the entire point of the channel, is one, to really be able to stretch our skills and have super value in the market. But also, when you reach a point with tools where they're just not doing what you want to do, it's so easy now to just go build your own. Or say, okay, you two big companies, or in this case, Notion's a pretty good size and has been around for a while. TypingMind is more of a micro SaaS, so they're lean and mean, but neither of them really have the time to do this thing that I want. But now we're in this new world. What I want can just be done. Now that means I have to go do it, or I have to hire it out. So is a question. Do we jump into that and we still have actual coding things we need to learn and go through? And we're going to do that, but So, it's a question. Is this kind of the thing that would be interesting to you guys as viewers on the channel? If so, let me know by all means in the comments to this video. And if I get enough feedback, I'm probably going to do it anyway, just because it's the challenge. It is, if you are able to do MCP at this point, that is way out on the curve. And that's where I want to be at this point. I absolutely want to be out on the curve, both from a skills standpoint, from a career standpoint, from a, I can go do a thing on the side to build my own micro SaaS and, build that up. But that's where I want to be. So let me know if that's something you guys would want to join in. And certainly we're going to have steps along the way. But yeah, so that's the question.